How we doing today? Friday, wrapping up the week. Bad day, bad day, bad day. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I definitely left not a cryptic tweet, but definitely kind of how I'm feeling. Today. Um, Lucky or unlucky, however you want to look at it, our account's not blown. We're just break even on the day. We took just a ridiculous amount of trades. Um, yeah, it was crazy. I mean, that's why I hate being authentic because, um, yeah, we look at this. But what can you do about it, man? What can you do about it? I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't do that today, right? There's really no benefit in that. I can't stand people that try and show anything other than the truth. So if I have to be a scapegoat for the trading or kind of just someone to kind of point fun at and kind of laugh at, then so be it. Because I understand that your favorite trading influencer, your mentor, anyone that you look up to in trading, anyone that has successfully traded, right? Everyone has gone through their own issues and their own battles and their own whatever. Um, and I'm no longer gonna let my journey affect, my journey. At least when I post on YouTube, I'm no longer gonna let that affect me at all. Because I used to let just comments and stuff like that. I mentioned a lot, but I used to let that stuff kind of bother me. But I've learned to accept the fact that I'm on my own journey. I'm, dealing with my own things in life and trading, right? We all have our own things that we go through. I'm a normal person, just like you guys. I'm a human being, um, right? So I'm no longer gonna be embarrassed, right? The post stuff. I mean, there's been days, and I'm very transparent on YouTube, very transparent. Um, but I cannot lie to you guys. There have been days, right, where I just, kind of honestly, yeah, I lied. I would lie about being break even on the day and how I got there. I would say, oh, I just took one trade and got stopped. And I really sat there and I did the same thing I did today. So that's happened maybe two times in this whole journey of YouTube, right? So I've never sat here and lied about how much money I made or how much, I've never done any of that. But a lot of times the reason I'll do that, where I'll, um, kind of lie about how I got somewhere some days is a lot of the times after a rough day, right? Sometimes I'll have like a day where I blow my account and then the next day I just do it again. And it's like, do I really want to sit here and talk about the same thing the next day? Because it's just like, I don't know. It's like sometimes it just sucks to come in front of the camera and 2 days in a row say, hey, look, I did everything I wasn't supposed to. I didn't learn from any of my rules yesterday. And it's just embarrassing to have to admit that you're doing the same thing that you shouldn't do, and you do the wrong thing. So I'm gonna be completely honest. There's been times where I've done that, right? There's been times where that's that's as unhonest as I've ever been on this channel because yeah, sometimes it just was embarrassing, right? It was embarrassing to be like, yo, 2 days in a row, trading like a degen, and just like that, right? So that's happened, and I no longer want to do that because it doesn't feel good. It's not the end of the world, right? I'm not like scamming anyone. I'm not whatever. I'm not trying to claim to be someone I'm not, but it doesn't feel good to lie. But in the moment, it feels good to not have to have that pressure of looking like a loser. I could have just said today, what could I have said? I could have said, I could have easily just been like, yo, not showing any executions and said, hey, I took this inversion with 2 micros. I got in here. I trimmed one here, and then got stopped at break even. And then, with the mystery of fill, spread, and whatever, that looks believable. And this is a reasonable trade I could have made up. And I could have just hit everything, or not hit everything like it's a big secret, but I could have just done that and said, you know what? We had a break even day, whatever, kind of tricky day. Then I could have just talked about how it was tricky and whatever. Um, and yeah, I mean, I could have done that. I've done that once or twice before, right? If I'm being completely honest. And I only ever did that out of just protection of myself because it's hard to come on the camera, whether you think it might look easy. And it is easy. It's not hard. I like the guys that watch these videos, the girls maybe, I don't know, whoever watches these videos. If you're a pretty girl, please hit me up. I'm single, but back to the point. Yeah, I mean, I've done it before out of just not protection, like I'm like, witness protection or, in danger, but protection in the sense of, do I want to come on and make the same mistake in front of people all the time? Because it's like, that's a little embarrassing, right? I'm trying to do something, and when you just make the same mistakes over and over, it's kind of like, when is this kid going to learn? And like I said before, your favorite influencer, your favorite trader, your favorite whatever, mentor had to go through something. Maybe it didn't take them as long. Maybe it took them longer. Who knows? I don't really care. I've accepted the fact that this is my journey. I've accepted the fact that I'm going to do this as transparent as possible. I've accepted the fact that, I might make the same mistake over and over, and it might not look like I'm improving to other people. It might not look like I'm, doing what I'm supposed to, or maybe it might not look like I can do this. But as long as I don't worry about anything else, I worry about myself. I worry about my process, and I worry about doing, obviously I try and do the right thing, but when I make mistakes, I understand that, it's not going to be built overnight. I'm not going to be, the greatest overnight. I'm not going to whatever. And I can just get there slowly but surely. I make mistakes, right? I have a bad day, right? There's reasons why these days happen. And like I tweeted on there, let me read it up for you guys because I really like the way I worded it. I kind of want to build off of it. I said the ego in trading is, okay, hold up. I said the ego in trading is a fascinating phenomenon. I hope I spelled that right. Hard to take a loss and hold the trade when placing a real trade, but easy to throw caution to the wind and revenge trade, knowing you're over leveraging and gambling. Self-sabotage can haunt anyone. Stay safe. And yeah, I really do think it's self-sabotage because most of my losses today were pre-market. And I never trade pre-market unless there's data lows or data highs, which I'm going to move away from. I thought that it used to be fine. I used to see data lows and data highs work all the time pre-market. So today I got it in my head that if I didn't get in pre-market, I was going to miss out, right? It's the FOMO, right? It's the FOMO. And I don't want to just blame FOMO every time, but there's a reason why you have something to blame. You have to take accountability, but you always have something to blame. There's always a trigger. Every single thing. We're reaction-based creatures. We have triggers. You're hungry, you eat. Your stomach hurts, you go to the bathroom, right? We're just trigger-based creatures, whether you like it or not. 90%, I mean, I read the book Atomic Habits, 90%, or 90, maybe even more, 95, 99, whatever, of everything you do in a day is all reaction-based, is all subconsciously just decided, right? Not saying that there's no free will. Absolutely not. I'm just saying a lot of things you do. You eat, you brush teeth, you get up. It's all habits, it's all reaction. And there's cues and there's triggers. There's certain things. You might smell something in it, or you might get stressed, and that's why people smoke a cigarette. Is because it's that connection in your brain to stress, to stress reliever, and then you have these toxic cycles, these toxic habits. So I don't look at myself when I do something like this as anything other than just having to break a toxic cycle, a toxic habit, right? As much as you guys love to just say, just do better, just don't do this, just start following your rules. I'm in a toxic feedback loop. I'm in a toxic cycle, and I'm having to just try and work hard at it every single day and break the habits, right? I have to just get better and get better and get better, right? And you can't give up, right? You might not be doing the thing you need to do to get where you want to get. You might not be doing it exactly how you need to do it, but as long as you're not giving up, you're not going to fail because you have another opportunity the next day. And then maybe you learn something and you learn a better way to combat something, right? And you learn a better way to combat all these different barriers. So today was tough. Today was a rough day, and just overtraded. Right? I can admit it. It sucks. How many times have I made this video? Too many times. But I know, if I'm looking 2 years in the future, because this is not a short game. I've only been in this for about a year, a little over a year. A year from now, I'm gonna be way better. 2 years from now, I'm gonna be way better. Right? And that's all that really matters. I know that I'm better than I was a year ago. Right? But I'm not, the best yet. I'm not where I need to be yet. But that's fine because I'm getting better. I'm making improvement. As long as I'm not going backwards, right? I'm not going backwards. I'm going forwards, and that's positive and that's good. I mean, there's days when I have days like this back in the past. I mean, yeah, I didn't blow my account, so I can sit here and be positive. That's another thing I want to say. I didn't blow my account, right? If I would have blown my account, maybe I wouldn't be positive. I wouldn't be finding the light in the situation, but that actually wouldn't change anything, right? What I did today doesn't change anything except for my brain is calm now. There's this sense of me when I was down, because I was down from here pretty much, and then just was scalping, and then just got to even around here. But when I was down here, when I was down on the day, there was this noise in my brain. There was this urgency, this uneasiness. It was like an uneasy feeling, right? I always say everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And what that means for me in my trading is I always feel calm and comfortable and collective when I'm even on the day, when I'm not taking a trade yet, haven't seen anything. It's like, cool, I've done my job, not doing anything dumb. We've avoided some bad setups. We kind of avoid some involves. And you're calm, your brain's calm. There's no alarm bells. But as soon as, for me, and this is my trigger, right? I was talking about the triggers. My trigger is as soon as I lose, it goes, okay, there's alarm bells start ringing. Why are we down? What did we do? How do we make it back? Where's the next setup? Where's the next opportunity? What am I going to miss this? If it goes here, I'll never get an opportunity again. And all these alarm, all this noise, all this chaos goes on in my brain after that first trigger of just a loss. And I get punched in the face by the market. And then instantly I go from that calm mindset to what is going on? I can't even think, right? And it's hard to explain, right? I don't know if anyone relates to how I made that point, but that's how it feels for me, right? That's how it feels. And it just gets tough because your brain is just moving at a million miles an hour and freaking yourself out about, hey, we have to do something, right? We have to do something because, whatever, we can't be down, and all these alarm bells. And it's like, okay, we can't miss the next step because then we'll still be down. And it's like I can't even think properly. I can't look at the market. I can't be objective about things. And it's just a really bad place. So I need to figure out how to overcome that trigger of, A to B, right? And it's not anything in particular. I think it's just doing it over and over and getting used to it. It just takes time. I think it's just going to take time. I know people don't like to hear that, right? This world is built on quick fixes. This world is built on get rich quick. This world is built on impulsivity, on quick, on speed, right? Amazon delivery, next day delivery, right? Like this world is built to just be now, solution now. Even just think about if you want to figure something out, you just say, hey, and you ask that person. I don't want to say it because I don't want it to turn on, but you ask that person on your phone, hey, what's the answer to this, or what's this? Now you have ChatGPT that gets you in a nanosecond, right? We have these quick fixes everywhere, and that's why people, I think modern guys, modern whatever, they just suck because they want everything now. They want everything right now. And patience is a virtue, right? It's patience. And I think everything happens to you for a reason. I think that you get put in different circumstances to test you for a reason. And I think that I'm just getting the lesson of patience hammered over and over and over into my brain. I think I'm just getting patience hammered in because for whatever reason, I haven't learned what I need to learn yet, right? For whatever reason, I haven't, experienced the pain through this that I need to experience yet. I'm not saying that I'm just going to keep doing it because, whatever. I'm just saying I'm going to keep trying my best. But clearly, I haven't learned what I need to learn. And I think patience is what's trying to be taught to me, which is just calmness, right? Clear decision making, right? I have to learn all these things. That's why trading is so beautiful, is because you have to become a great person when you become a trader, because you have to be calm, you have to be patient, you have to be collective, you have to be rational, you have to be, think clearly with money on the line. And we're very mental creatures, right? We're very reaction based. We're 90% reaction based. So you have to just be able to look at yourself and say, look, things aren't going your way. Things are going your way, whatever it is. You have to be objective. You have to be calm. You have to be patient. You take a loss, cool. You have to be patient. You have to wait for another good setup, because you can't just, if you take a loss here and then the candles run up and you're like, oh, maybe I can just get in real quick. Or maybe, better yet, right? This high right here. Oh, this is yesterday's high. Oh man, I'm lost. But if I just throw in one contract here, one full contract, it just comes down to here. Then I can be even on the day. And then it rips up here, now you're down $700, right? And that happens. That can happen. And that's just patience, right? That's just being calm and saying, look, I know my setup, I'm confident. And that's just going to come with time. It's going to come with me seeing my setup over and over and over. You guys, I get a comment all the time that says, "Oh, you don't know what you're looking for. You don't trust yourself, or trusting yourself is fine. You don't know what you're looking for. Clearly, you don't understand how to read the market. Blah blah blah." Bro, like, it's not that I don't know what I'm looking for. It's that I don't have the patience to wait for it. I don't have the patience to, see the trash setup kind of go by without me, because it's like, oh, what if that's my opportunity? What if I don't get what I want to see? So I clearly lack a patience. I clearly lack a discipline to just sit on my hands and wait for something that screams out to me and says, look, take this, win, lose, you'll be great. Because today when I lose, I can just sit there and say, oh, well, why did I trade pre-market? Why did I do this? Well, you did it, right? You did it. You made the mistake. You decided to trade pre-market, and now you're down, right? So now it's on you. What are you going to do about it? You're going to sit there and complain, or are you going to, wait for the next setup? And when you're sitting there, you're like telling yourself, oh, well, I shouldn't be down because, I shouldn't trade pre-market, and I, should have gone break even here. Or I should have done this or that. And you're just rationalizing the irrational, right? You're just rationalizing things that don't matter. You're just trying to make yourself feel better. You're trying to, justify why you need to be back to even because you don't deserve to be down. And that's not the case. You deserve it. You made mistakes, and you have to deal with it, right? So I have to deal with these things. And yeah, it sucks I have to go through it over and over and over, but clearly I haven't learned my lesson. And eventually I will, because someday we're going to look at it and say, hey, it's all sunshine and rainbows now, and we're making money. So again, I can sit here and be calm and be whatever because I am even on the day. I'm gonna lock my account now that I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna lock my account because what if we get some crappy looking thing at 12 o'clock? It's 12 o'clock. I should have been made this video an hour ago, but I was sitting here playing games, right? Not actually like playing games on the charts, right? And it's like, it's just kind of sad. It's just kind of sad that it got to that point, but, we lock our account because what if we saw some stupid setup and we're like, oh, convince yourself, oh, just take it here, and then you're down 50, and then now the whole cycle repeats, right? So lock my account, glad that's done. But yeah, I mean, this is clearly just teaching me a lesson that I have to keep getting hammered and hammered and hammered and learn. And that's cool. That's fine. That's how it goes. Again, like I said, your favorite influencers deal with this stuff. Your favorite traders deal with this stuff. Your mentor has dealt with this stuff. Why is it that most mentors say it took me 2-3 years to become profitable? I'm on year 1. So don't treat me like I'm supposed to be, your guru or your mentor already, because I'm not. I'm not there yet. I'm not that guy, right? Yet. Keyword yet. So it's like, don't put that expectation on me, right? Watch my videos. If it makes you upset to see me fail, I completely get that. There'll be people that I've seen that just struggle, and I'm like, don't want to watch them, right? I think that I know what I'm talking about in terms of just technical analysis, stuff like that. I think I give good psychology points, even though I struggle with it. But if you don't find value in my channel and it upsets you to see me trade bad, then you don't have to watch. And I don't mean that with any disrespect. But I genuinely don't want people to watch me if it upsets them, right? If it makes them feel bad or whatever, right? If it makes them feel hopeless, I understand that. I don't want to be a negative influence on people, but I understand. And if you just don't want to watch my channel, if you're someone that wants to go and leave something negative under my channel, feel free to do it. It's not gonna bother me because I've come to terms with that. But I encourage you to just click off my channel, right? Just I don't know if you can block channels, but just kind of push do not or not interested if you don't want to see my stuff, because that's more than fine, right? You're free to do that. So if you want to leave something negative, you can. It makes sense, right? Probably valid, probably whatever. But if you're inclined to do that, you might as well just do something else, man. Just forget about me, right? And that's kind of the point I want to make. Again, I'm very fortunate that I didn't blow my account. I could have very easily blown my account or lost way more. So I'm very fortunate, right? And it sucks that it takes me getting back to even to really have a calmness and a real collectiveness about my rational thinking. Again, it's like my brain clears up as soon as I go to even. My brain can clear up, and I can focus on the things that are actually important. I can focus on what's the chart doing, what's happening, whatever. And yeah, so all that aside, had to talk about that. Sucks, but what can you do about it, right? Gonna be honest about it, like I have been, but like I said, I have been unhonest before. Today was one of those days where it's like, do I really want to come on here and talk about this? Like I just did that last week, but it happened, right? And next week, all we can do is try better, So aside from that, I do want to go over the charts because I think there was some important stuff today. And I kind of want to go over why my blindness to the data lows was detrimental to my trading early, and how I could avoid it, because I think there's a lot to learn now that I can take a step back, remove my ego, remove my trading, remove my emotions, and now let's look at the chart and say, okay, why did the data lows not get targeted right away? What really happened here today? Why was it such a rough day? Why was I looking for shorts, and why did the shorts not play out? Because, I came in with a bias and it wasn't right? So we had the data low, and I'll kind of go over my NQ bias first, or kind of show you guys NQ first. So we had this 15-minute gap right here coming to open, or after the pre-market sweep, right? Data low right here. We had the lows down here, and we'll kind of mark this out. This was yesterday's low. We swept that in a daily fair value gap, right? If we pull up the daily chart, might as well just do that. Daily fair value gap, right? We swept yesterday's low. Boom, we come up higher. That was kind of that right there. That's what this line is. I can kind of get rid of that now. And then, we just kind of accumulate, and then we get the data wick. We come down lower and push up, and we push up into the 15-minute. I like trading data lows, right? I learned them from Dodgy. They work pretty well. So I had this as a target. I was like, yo, this looks great, all right? This looks great. Data lows. And the first entry really wasn't horrible. It really wasn't horrible. I mean, none of these things were really too bad. It's just I was taking too many attempts. When I go pre-market, if I'm going to trade pre-market on these types of trades, I should advise myself to limit it for sure. But I should be very careful about how many stabs I give it, right? So I gave one attempt, and then we ended up going break even at this level right here. Got stopped at break even, and then we had another entry right here that was like, cool, this still looks good, and then I went break even at this low, and then it stopped me at break even. So it could very easily have stopped me at break even and ran lower, but this time it wouldn't, so the break even would have helped. Where I went wrong was I just kept stabbing here, took a small loss, took another stab somewhere here, took another stab here, and then took a stab off open, and then that's just kind of where things just went bad for me, is that I didn't just take my lesson with just, okay, break even, fine, maybe I went break even early, second attempt, break even, okay, maybe it's going to go without me, but after I get break even twice, I don't hate getting stopped break even there, because, if it's going to move, it's going to move on these data trades. Like, they just run, right? That's why I like them so much. They just work, and they just run lower, and you can capture a great move. So I should kind of be able to tell myself that's something to learn from, is just, if it doesn't work the first, second time, pre-market, just sit out and wait. Because if we were to just be break even on the day and sit out and wait till pre-market started, right, we would have this move here. We would have this liquidity sweep right here on this low inside this 5-minute balance. This 5-minute balance held like a champ. This is a turtle soup. So I had someone ask me about turtle soup, so I do want to go over that. This is a great example of turtle soup. It's where stop losses, it's supposed to be, the way I interpret it, sorry if this isn't the direct example, the way I interpret it is that stop losses get ran. So if there's any stop losses here, or people trade, they pull their stop loss to here, then they pull it to here because we come up. The market will come down, purge these stop losses, get these people, liquidate them out of the marketplace, right? Stop them out, and also fill buy orders, because if someone's selling somewhere here, if you want to buy, someone's gonna have to sell to you. So where are people selling? Well, the market comes down somewhere where people are selling, right? Why are they selling? Because that's their stop limit. They're selling their stops, right? They're selling the position. So and then buys get loaded up there, right? If that happens, if it doesn't happen, who cares? That's how things work. So this is a great example of turtle soup. So again, if I was even on the morning, this turtle soup would have taken place and started running higher. Honestly, this candle here, if you were just really aggressive, you could have gone long on this candle. But I think a better long would have been, this was actually the 15-minute. But I kind of now want to give context to why I think price went higher, and why I think that I should have been more open to the idea of longs in previous days high rather than data lows, because I don't think that data lows was ever a good target today looking back, and that has to do with the structure on ES, and I kind of didn't pay as much merit to it as I should, and that's on me. That's completely on me. I should have gave it more credit for this. And what do I mean? I mean that this 15-minute, this is also 15-minute soup. On the 15-minute time frame here, we actually have a very, very, very telling thing here. We actually have a SMT anyways. We have an SMT here. And then we actually just resweep here. So we resweep, so we don't have a double SMT, but if we look at like a, let me see if an hour chart does it, or a 4-hour chart. So a 4-hour chart, right, and SMTs can happen at any time frame. So on the 4-hour chart, right, if we really look at this, if we look at this candle here, and this candle here, we had a 4-hour SMT. So we didn't need, right? We didn't need to come back lower right away because this was our SMT, and we purged liquidity one more time with the data wick. So this wick, those data candles can be just purging liquidity. So with this SMT in mind, this is a very key SMT. It's not just a random one. It's at a key level, right? Yesterday's low. And then just this low here, we had a 4-hour SMT. Because again, sometimes the SMT might look cleaner on the higher time frame, right? We don't have an SMT here, right, between this low and this low, but we have an SMT between this low and this low, but we already had it, but it's just a continuation, it's a deeper pool. But the fact that this wick didn't confirm that tells me that this is a liquidity sweep, right? That's at least how I can interpret it. We have this turtle soup here on the 15-minute. I don't know if we ever got that there on ES, and then we run up, and then we inverse this 15-minute, and we've been bullish since. So today, I think the market presented itself very clean. I think the market did its job. The market delivered nice, right, as much as you can ask, and that's why I wanted to break down at the end of this and break down, the way the market kind of delivered today. Everything. Notice how this is the objective, all-time highs, right? After that, I was down. I should have just turned off the computer. I was down, whatever. I made my mistakes. If I could have traded with a clear mind today, I would have never taken a trade. Being honest, I wouldn't have taken a trade because I would have been able to look at the market without emotions. But since I was down through here, right, I refused to just look for longs because I was, okay, I need the data low. I wasn't able to look at the market for what it was. So if we break down the market today, I think the market delivered well. And it makes sense. And I unfortunately didn't get to participate in the market on like a real good trade, because of my, actions led me to just being very emotionally out of control and not really able to see clearly. So happy to always, after these days, just sit back and break the market down without any preconceived bias, emotions, anything like that. And I got to just sit down in front of you guys, obviously, and kind of just give my own breakdown for why I was wrong to be looking for shorts. I was wrong, right? I was wrong. I had the wrong bias. I had the wrong draw on liquidity, and the market was telling me that, right? It wasn't a mystery. The market told me what it wanted to do. In a sense, right? It's not always going to just tell you, and it's not always going to be right, but we had reasons to believe that price wasn't really seeking lower, and I failed to recognize that, so that's on me. And then the losses made it harder to get on board, right? So happy with learning today. I'm going to journal a lot later. And I'm happy with the market conditions. But again, like I said, if I didn't take the trades pre-market, maybe I'm going to probably completely stop unless, you don't want to ever say never, right? But I'm going to be a lot more careful with pre-market trades. And yeah, today, if we're being honest, I wouldn't really have touched anything if I didn't trade pre-market, because we get this big move up. We do get this retrace to this 5-minute, and then we actually end up holding pretty strong here. So this is kind of like a market maker model on its own. But again, this is all choppy. This is all later in the day. So I probably shouldn't have traded today at all, if we're being honest. So that's my video. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and staying with me through these, bad days, right? And just trading like an idiot. But I want to be honest, like I mentioned yesterday's video, I'm tired of all the frauds. I really am. It's just, I can't wait till I'm doing it for real, like really doing it, and I can kind of just be someone in the space that's not a fraud, that can just be honest and say, look, this is exactly what I did, this is exactly how much I make. Not just, once a week when they have their account, that they cover all the numbers, and we have another one that fell victim to it. I'll mention it because, like, I guess it doesn't really matter. But Johnny, bro, he was in Justin's Discord for a little bit. It's Johnny, whatever. If you look up Johnny and then you look up, like, CRT or something, like, but dude, like, why did he, on his video I saw yesterday, he did a breakdown. He has his account balance blurred. He has his account number blurred. He has all this stuff. And I looked it up, and it says that you can't really get hacked based on your account number, right? You can't really. So, but like maybe you can. So okay, understand that. But why does he have his account balance blurred? The only thing that he didn't have blurred was his P&L, and it's like, really? Like, what are we doing, man? Like, what are we doing? Like, why do we? This is the only thing that we have unblurred, and it said four, like $1,000, $2,000, or $4,000, whatever. And then he shows all his other copied accounts, but then it like has everything blocked out. It's like, why? Like, what's the point in that? It's like I can't understand. For the life of me, I can't figure out a reason why anyone would do that other than to deceive people. And that's why I'm motivated to become great, so that I can sit there and not have to deceive anyone, right? And that people can build confidence in seeing it, right? I hope that I can inspire people now, but I know that I'll be able to inspire a lot of people when I can show real proof, really doing it, really putting my money where my mouth is. And right now, I'm not that guy, so I can't do that, but I hope I can still inspire you guys to try and get better and keep pushing and keep working hard. Even if it's not working for me, if it's not working right now, but it will. So hopefully I do inspire people. And yeah, I'll see you guys Monday, maybe this weekend. Maybe I make a video, but appreciate all you guys. Sorry for the longer video. Sorry for, being an idiot today. But yeah, appreciate all the people that really support me and really look out for me in the comments. And yeah, let me know how you guys did this week. Pretty brutal, pretty tough. Obviously, you guys have seen it, but let me know how you guys did. Let me know how you guys did today, and I'll see you guys whenever I see you. Peace.